Hello, how's it going? It's Chad, and I'm on day 66 of my juice feast, and yeah, feeling really rough. Past 48 hours or so, it's just been quite different. It's not really a physical feeling. It's more of I'd say it's just I really have just felt angry, and I'd say it's for no apparent reason, but I've had to the past 2 days or so just live with extreme presence, because it's the littlest things are just making me almost just want to, just snap out and yell at people or any of that. Just basically do actions that are not like me. So that's that. I've still been drinking a fair amount of juice and coconut water, a little bit more than usual. But and I've been sleeping the past 2 or 3 nights. I think I've slept at least 10 hours. So I mean, I haven't been getting up till, a lot later than I normally get up. So, but just it's good though. I'm just taking it easy, slowing down, and I canceled a lot of little activities that I wanted to get done, but they will get done when the time is right. So anyways, on to some Q&A just real quick that I've been getting. The first thing was I had mentioned that I was stopping or cutting down on herbs. I haven't quite done that yet, but somebody asked why. So the reason being is I'm just I don't know, it doesn't really answer the question quite as direct as I'd like, but it's more or less I'm just kind of following my intuition. It's just I don't think that there's anything wrong with herbs. In fact, I may actually be looking towards some sort of little nutritional degree to take starting during the summer, and a big portion of it is dealing with herbs. So to some extent I'd like to maybe become an herbalist. But right now, yeah, I mean, I stopped taking glandulars, and the herbs I'm just kind of tapering away from. I just want to see kind of what happens, and since I'm just going to be on juice for a while, I almost don't feel a need to necessarily rush it. The herbs have definitely helped me. Contrary to what some may say about herbs as being poisons and toxins to the body, I don't buy it. I don't. Sometimes I almost think that it's kind of like crotchety old man talk when we look at some of the thoughts of people who from the natural hygiene school of thought. Not saying that there's no value in it. There's a lot of value in the teachings of natural hygiene, but just like many other sciences, you need to evolve. I mean, just because something's old or it's the way things are supposed to be, we're taught that or we think that, doesn't necessarily make it right. If that were the case, then I guess the world would still be flat and the Earth would be the center of the universe. We know that not to be true. So I'm just stopping the herbs just to experiment. I want to see what happens, and I'd like to maybe start to experiment with dry fasting from doing dry fasting, say from 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not have stopping all water juice intake and not having anything until I wake up in the morning. Some people find benefits from that. I experimented with that a little bit during the summer when I was still eating regular food, but haven't really done anything with it since. I want to see if doing that consistently helps me out at all. So that's that. The next one is vitamin D. Now, this is a topic that I'm a little sketched to give suggestions because I don't want to go out on a limb in saying that you should absolutely not supplement vitamin D. I'll tell you what I do. You know, I live in a climate where the, gets cold. Don't spend a lot of time outside. The sun gets low. Supposedly the body can't produce enough vitamin D with the lower sun exposure. So, but I personally, I do not supplement with vitamin D. I have not supplemented with it in probably 4 years. At one point I was taking it in a liquid form, and it was vitamin D3. Now there's two different types of vitamin D that you can get. There's D3 and there's D2. D2 is what they put in milk, and they advertise as, oh, it has, vitamin D. That has very, very little impact on the body. Your body basically can't utilize D2, and that's something that when people who go on a vegan diet, they don't want to use an animal product, so they shoot for the vitamin D2. Well, because vitamin D3 is typically, last time I checked at least when I actually was doing research still on vitamin D, is that D3 is derived from lanolin, which is sheep's wool. So a lot of people who are vegan don't want to use that, but that's supposedly the only one that will have an impact on the body. Now, I haven't run into any issues with that. There are, you can look up, if you really want to get your D checked, but you don't want to go to a doctor or anything like that, there are tests apparently that you can get. And you can, I don't know if it uses, I believe it uses saliva. And you can, you do this test for your vitamin D levels, and you can send it in to a lab. And it just right through the mail, and you can find out your vitamin D levels that way. Something that I'm going to experiment with when I do get a chance is, actually on one of my dumpster diving explorations, I was behind a pet store, and I found a big lizard lamp, and I'm just going to get some light bulbs for that, and that gives off the something equivalent to the sun rays, so it would help to keep your pet lizards alive. So I'm going to see if maybe sitting in front of that, if it increases my mood or anything of that nature. There's also little light bulbs apparently you can buy that do give off something similar to the rays of the sun. But ultimately, I've heard some not so good things about taking D because of it being a fat based thing, being an oil, and that it can supposedly do some damage to you. I don't know. Right now, I'm just rolling with the concept of it. You begin to clean your body out, it becomes more efficient, because there are people who hang out in the sun, who live in tropical environments, and they get sun exposure every day, and they still have low vitamin D. So it's really just do some research on it. I'm not going to say don't take anything. I'm not going to suggest that you do take anything. I personally don't. I have always lived in a cold climate with winter, and it hasn't seemed to affect me. So, and if you just do your best to get outside every day, just the act of seeing the sun whenever it is out. And what I like to do is do a little bit of sun gazing, which if you, you go out and you look below the sun. You really shouldn't be staring directly at the sun. You don't want to hurt your eyes or anything. So sun gazing has helped me out. Another thing is, if you do wear sunglasses, work on getting rid of wearing sunglasses, because they are kind of ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I know they're great for fashion, but they don't really, your eyes actually become weaker the more that you wear sunglasses. And I used to wear them, I used to enjoy it. My wife used to wear her sunglasses. She was one of those people that every time she went outside, she popped the sunglasses on, and occasionally would wear them inside in stores. And it was a little bit weird for her when she first got rid of them, but now she has no use for them. And, her eyes work just fine. So, once again, it is another thing with the body that you use it or you lose it. So if you're if you're using sunglasses all the time, you are weakening your eyes, plain and simple. You see, so I covered the herbs, I covered the D, and I guess the one last thing that I know is going to continuously come up is, do I still have bowel movements? And yes, I still do have bowel movements. You'd be surprised at how much still hangs up inside the human body. I was, with all my citrus drinking, there was a very short time period where I was not filtering out the pulp. I just wanted to experiment with it, and I actually think that it slowed my detox down. So for the past 10 days or so, I have been straining out all the pulp, and yes, things still come out. And keep in mind that I also had a colonic, about a week ago, so things still keep coming out. We do have a lot hung up on us. I used to eat a lot of dairy, and ate a lot of grains, and all that. So anyways, that's it for this video. If you have any questions you want answered in a Q&A fashion, just shoot them to me, and subscribe to my videos, hit the like button, share, all that good stuff, and of course go out there, have some fun, and smile. I know I'm gonna try to. See ya.